Hi, so my name is Crystal. I enjoy going to anime conventions and doing cosplay. I go to one every single year, and the past few years I've gotten into making my own props for my cosplay costumes. Every year I've gotten compliments on the swords I make. So I thought it'd be nice to share my techniques and skills with other cosplayers to kind of help each other out in the community to be able to have fun every time you go to a convention. So first off, I'll show you some examples of some of the props I've made before. So far mostly I've made ones for the series SAO, Sword Art Online. For the first few years I made the swords for Kirito and Asuna. So that's the first one I made. All of these are made out of foam board. It's a very lightweight material, very easy to cut into, so that's one of the reasons why I like it. And that will be the elucidator. At least the main parts of the blades are made out of foam board. I do use craft foam for the details you see on most of the swords. And you paint them. This was the one I made for Asuna. This one I've carried around to more than one convention, so it has gotten actually a little beat up, this one. Because as you can see, that part has gotten flimsy over time. That I just need to do repair on, and it will be basically all good and ready to go again. And I also did last year, I made from Final Fantasy VII Cloud's Buster Blade. Originally it looked a whole lot nicer because I made it actually to scale of what the video game character carries around, but I found out that the convention did not allow a prop that long, so I actually ended up having to chop the section where you can probably see I did the repair work out of the blade and had to shorten it to make it able to carry around at the convention. So that was the handle, tilt. Everything I make I use with hand tools, no power tools whatsoever. So I'm going to do work on Season 2 ASO swords for the characters Kirito and Asuna. So I don't know the name of the one blade actually that Kirito carries around in the second season, but it is the completely black one. So that's the first one I'm going to be working on and showing you guys how to make. So what I like to do when I first start trying to make a sword is look online for any kind of reference image I can find. And I like stills from the anime series as much as you can get. Try to pause the anime, try to find stills through like image searches. Those are your best references. Dimensions, I've just kind of eyeball how long I feel something should be or how wide it should be. I've never actually gotten into detail of always researching exact dimensions. I've not always succeeded in finding that information either. But what I like to do is study an image really well, see what all the little aspects and elements, how thin, how wide it appears to be, approximately how long it can appear to be. Depending on the convention you go to, though, of course, like I said, you might have to make your sword a certain length based on the requirements of the convention. Say a sword happens to be 7 inches long, and your convention only allows you to walk around with a 4-inch long sword or a 5-inch long sword. Of course, you'll have to adjust it proportionally to work for the convention guidelines as well. But I like to start off by making a paper template of what I'll be working on. So I had to piece together a piece of just cheap paper. You can use cardboard too to make your template if you don't want something quite so flimsy as that. And you just make the whole length of your sword, the hilt, the handle. Draw it out. I just freehand it. Then I like to lay it down, the cardboard or the paper template, out onto the foam board that I'm going to be cutting my sword out of. So I'm using this. It is an Elmer's trifold foam display board. I decided to try using a trifold one so I didn't have to piece together the sections this way. It's already as long as the sword's going to have to be for me. I used a 28 by 40 inch trifold foam board. So with the board, I take a paper cutout, basically lay it down. If you want, you can tape it down too if you're afraid it's gonna move around. It's working, not sure how well you can see that. I don't really have great film and editing equipment, so I'm just doing this using my laptop, but I just lay it down flat on the foam board. Like I said, you can tape it down to the board, and I'll just use a pencil and trace around the whole entire cutout, and then that's how I end up with the design directly on the poster board. As you can see, it's completely laid down on there, all the way down, or at least hopefully you guys can see it. We'll turn it that way even. The handle, I'm making it 8 inches long. It's just a little bit over an inch wide. The hilt part, or the fancy diamond shaped part of it, is 9 inches long crosswise. The blade itself is about 1 3/4 inches thick, and it is 29 inches long. So far that's as far as I've gotten in the process of making my newest cosplay sword. Next, I will be cutting out the form from the foam board. I will be taking where it folds, because it's a trifold board, and I will be gluing the seams shut so it doesn't have where it can open and close. I mean, you can leave it that way if for some reason you wanted a collapsible blade. What I'll do also is, from the one that I have cut out, I'll actually do it once and then I'll cut it out again, and I'll be stacking the foam boards on top of each other. And that's what you'll be seeing in future videos as we go along in the making process. So, thank you for tuning into the first video. It's nice to meet everybody, whoever tunes in and watches. Like I said, I'll try to post the next video, of course, as I go through the process. Hard to say how quick it will happen. I do work a full-time job and have outside priorities of family and friends and stuff you always have to keep up with. So until next time, thank you very much. Have a great day.